All right, let's go ahead and get into the price action here and recap broke down for this Wednesday and kind of see what's going on. It was a great day for a lot of opportunity and movement, which you can see right here. It moved out pretty nicely. So kind of what we're looking at here is the morning coming in to the about the 9 o'clock or so hour with that hard sell down back right down into the support that we had for the last basically 24 hours. And as you can see, we did go ahead and kind of come down into this level and then start to climb back out. Now, for myself, I was watching the 5-minute here because that was a strong drawdown. Did have nice volume and kind of create this bottom here. And then it started to rebuild. And I liked this area right here and then more or less this area right here. And I wanted to see it break back above. When it started to break back above, that's when I went ahead and took advantage of the opportunity of entering the trade, put my stop down here. Below this key area, and then got into the trade and put it up to here. Now you can see that this trade just kind of went along through this area and just kind of traded along. And this higher area was the resistance that we're trying to break through for the day. And in my case, I waited in that trade patiently just because it was in the afternoon, and we had started to climb back above and build a bull flag in here. And the longer time frames, the 1 hour and the 4 hour, were also pushing for a stronger move up. And was expecting some volatility and kind of come back up and test this 110,000 level. And then we kind of need to see where it's going to go, right? So my trade was sitting right here. You can see it. Explained why I got in. I got back above the 21. We got in here and let it run on up to the key level of support. Now we did come through this pretty hard, really fast. And you can see here in the 4 hour, when it broke out, you can see it was climbing up and it had high potential for breakout. This had been sitting here consolidating in the last 24 hours and showed a potential for breakout as well. So that's why you saw this aggressive candle. It did get a high volume move, which is great. Now we do want to see there's just going to pull back and kind of wait for this 21 here to kind of come up into this area, and we would have got a bigger move up to a higher level, maybe 115,000. We will have to see. Looking at Bookmap, it is kind of looking for this upper area of 111,000. Now it does have this upper area of 112,007. It does have potential to get back up into this 115,000, 114, 115,000 level. That is a possibility, but we'll have to watch. Price action is kind of playing around with these upper areas. We'll have to kind of see how it builds. So we're still kind of building. I'm not too aggressive yet for continue run up. I know we keep kind of saying that, but it was kind of like what I've been showing you guys already. This is a nice continuous kind of build here. We do have this area right here that we're watching, and that's kind of what I'm looking for as well to kind of see how this plays out. The one thing I'm looking for is if this does break up into this upper area. So you have this area here, and then if this breaks up here, this area would be now the lower high, and this would be a higher high. So if that's the case, we need this RSI to get up and X this area out. Otherwise, you have some big bullish divergence or bearish divergence up here. If it does something like that, and then you see something like this going on, these are moving away from each other, which would be considered divergence. And we could see potential fall back down. Now, are we going to come back down here? That is hard to say. And these are just areas that we are watching on just a bigger scale. I'm just kind of showing you the bigger scale here that we could find. We'll just have to see. So this could come still back in here on the daily, come back in here and build this lower area here in the right shoulder. We'll just have to watch if we get that spike on up into the upper area. Now, if RSI and everything keeps to build up and it gets back up to where this kind of goes more as a neutral state, starts getting this up into here, it could be still be bearish divergence, but it's not as strong, so it may not play out at that point. So those are just areas and things to watch for and to pay attention to on the market right now. With what's going on. I showed you the 4 hour, showed you kind of how it ran up, and then the price action here on Tuesday, and why we got into a trade and what we were looking for. So if you just glance at it real quickly, you can see we drove down and then we started to recover here. This would have been if you're trading on the 15 and looking for opportunity to get the breakout. The hard thing is the breaking out would have been very aggressive. That's why I used the 5-minute for entry. And that same pattern, if you were looking at it on the 15-minute and you came down in and started taking advantage of it down here, This, if you didn't get in when I got in back here when I saw this reverse and start to rebuild, but you could have used the flag here from the 15-minute to get in on here on the 5-minute as it was testing it and getting showing this potential for breakout after this climbing up. So you would have saw this, or you could have got in, then it would have went on up, back tested, and when you would have saw it sitting here, this would have been the great time to take an entry. Would have been right here. And depending on where your target is or what you're looking for, even if you just went with this with your target, it's still a good move. Obviously, it did go up quite a bit higher, and now we're kind of trading back through. And at this point, what makes me kind of nervous with this trade is we did spike up very hard. It's just kind of the opposite here. We ran up and there was some volume. We ran up through here. You can see the volume is really strong. So now you have this upper area, and then you kind of have this stair step in. Now, what I'd like to see if anything, it would have been nice for this to come up. If you wanted to flip this as bearish divergence in here. But as of right now, it's just kind of bleeding back down. It could come back down in this area, which would make sense with the 4-hour probably being the breakout and then having this back test. We could see a bigger possible move on up to that 115,000 level. As of right now, the way it is setting up, that would make probably the most sense in this pattern here. And I'll show you this one last thing here based off the 4-hour. If we're going to go to this bull flag that I have been watching, you can see that this did break out. The breakout area would have been this run up here. And if we run that up, it looks like it could go up into this upper area right through here. And this 4-hour, like we were talking about in the lower time frame, could be setting up for a back test and then heading back up. So it's just something to watch for, kind of pay attention to. That's just reading price action and looking at everything. And again, we use the Battle Box GPT to find a lot of this kind of data and these key levels and help us analyze price action as we made solid trades. So we will call it a night or call it a day on this recap. So we will see you in the next one, and like and subscribe as always. That way you can always stay up in price action and learn and develop yourself and be able to train your eye to be able to find the prize, if you will, in the price action. So we will be talking to you guys in the next recap. Thanks, guys.